Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today the video is going to be a little different because I'm doing a recap of the SoCal Fiber Fair that just happened over the past weekend. So the SoCal Fiber Fair, I have the pamphlet here, just happened on November 22nd and 23rd, Saturday and Sunday, and it is now November 24th, and I'm coming to you at around 9:30 in the morning. I'm just gonna in this video talk about what I did at the fair, some of my favorite booths, and you're gonna obviously see all of my purchases and all of my little goodies that I got. Spoiler alert, I said I wasn't gonna buy any yarn, but of course, I did end up buying some yarn. So you're gonna see that as well. So let's get started, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope next year more and more people continue showing up to SoCal Fiber Fest because it's really lovely. So SoCal Fiber Fest started 3 years ago, and this is its third year in Southern California. It's at the Pomona Fairplex, and it's in one of the big, I don't even know what it's called. Not an auditorium, but in one of the big spaces. Gates, you entered through. Anyway, exhibition hall. It's in one of the big exhibition halls. Sorry, I just could not remember the word for that. But I want all of these videos to be very casual and chatty, so that's how I chat with people, and I forget the words for things, and I forget what I'm saying sometimes, so that's the ride you're in for. But basically, at SoCal Fiber Fest, there's all these different vendors, there's classes, and there's workshops and competitions, and it was just such an absolutely amazing, lovely thing to be able to experience and go to. This was my very first time going. So I decided to buy the passes for both days, and the tickets online were slightly cheaper than the ones at the gate, at the entrance. So I bought a 2-day pass online. My 2-day pass online included both Saturday and Sunday. And so on Saturday, I picked up one of my good friends and we carpooled over there together. Parking was $20, so we decided to just carpool and go together and save some money. The parking was really easy. We got in, found a good spot. It wasn't very crowded. We got there right at around 9:50, 10 in the morning when the show was starting. We then walked to the exhibition hall where we got in a very long line. I'll put in a picture here of how long the line was just to get inside the hall and start seeing things for the show. This is when there was kind of something confusing happening. So there were two lines, one line for people who had pre-sale and bought their tickets online, and then another line for people who didn't buy their tickets online and were going to buy them that day at the gate for a slightly more expensive price. I noticed some people talking behind me that the people who didn't buy their tickets online were allowed to go directly into the fair, buy their tickets, and just stay inside. They didn't have to wait in the long pre-sale line. And some people were honestly pretty peeved about that. I'm not sure if that's actually what happened or if they didn't see people coming back out. I didn't really pay that close attention. I was so far back in the line, I feel like we couldn't see it very well anyway. But I feel like that's a little bit of a maybe design flaw that the organizers would like to think about in the future. Just having everyone in the same line and having people purchase their tickets when they get up there, because a lot of people who bought pre-sale and were talking around me felt kind of that was unfair, that people who didn't buy pre-sale were allowed to go in first. I really wasn't sure what was happening. It was a very long line, but it moved very quickly. I would say once they opened the doors at like 10 a.m., 10:05, we got inside the fair by 10:30. The line was really moving, chugging along. They had multiple people scanning your QR code and checking your tickets and giving you wristbands and stuff like that. So it went very, very quickly. Once we got inside, the first thing we did was we got a wristband. You got a different wristband for each day, and you got a raffle ticket. Everybody got a blue raffle ticket that you could enter into one of multiple raffles. There's one at like 12:30. I think there was one at like 1 something. Let's check the schedule. Yeah, so there was one at 12:30, 1:45, and 4:30. And it was the same for both days, and you could put your ticket into whichever one you wanted to enter. You just had to be at the fair when they would draw the tickets, so you had to choose the one where you'd be there. On Saturday, we wanted to just stay for half a day and leave for lunch, and my friend had some schoolwork to get back to, so we decided to go for the 12 o'clock raffle. The raffle also has a second part where you can get an orange ticket if you complete either a scavenger hunt or if you walk in the SoCal Fiber Fair fashion show and show off one of your makes. We didn't do either of those because one, the scavenger hunt was really, really hard. And when we kind of walked around, we were like not expecting it to be hard, so we didn't look too closely, and we ended up only finding one thing. And then two, the SoCal Fiber Fest fashion show was happening after we had already left, so we decided that we just wouldn't participate in that one for Saturday. On Saturday, I pretty much just spent the entire time from around 10:30 in the morning till 12:30 in the afternoon. So 3 hours just walking around with my friend, chatting, looking at the different booths, and making some purchases. I also got to see a couple of my other friends. There's a lovely group of ladies from Long Beach who are a knitting group, and I have dinner with them sometimes on Wednesdays. I'm a part of the group. And a bunch of them carpooled and came together to the Fiber Fest as well. I got to see my dear, dear friend Linda again, and I love her so much. I've known her for the longest, one of my longest ever knitting friends. And I got to see her and walk around the fair a little bit with her, look at all the different booths and stuff like that. I absolutely loved how many crochet booths there were this year. My friend is a crocheter and actually not a knitter, so she was so happy to see all of that. And I feel like sometimes crochet is really put on the sidelines at fiber fairs while knitting is more highlighted. So I'd love to see crochet getting more of a voice. That was just absolutely lovely. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of the things that I bought on day one at the Fiber Fair. So the first thing that I got is this yarn holder. It looks like this. You can take it apart. Let me unclip it. So it comes with a little wrist strap. It comes with the like middle section that the yarn sits on. And then it comes with a base, which is really cool. The base is kind of hard to see because it's this like sparkly, I'm going to try and cover the back with my hands, but it's this like sparkly color. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so they had a whole booth where you could build your own base, like yarn holder. So I actually have no idea what this is called. I'm just calling it a portable yarn holder. So you could pick out your base, you could pick out your stick, and you could pick out your wrist strap. And I thought that was super, super fun. I've been seeing these everywhere. I see a lot of people use them when they go on like walks or knit in public or knit on the go. And I was like, I think I should just grab one and try it out. So basically, it's as easy as putting your little stick through the bottom of the base, and then the yarn just sits on top, and you can use the wrist strap to just by opening the clip and clipping it on, and then you can wear it on your wrist. Very convenient. The evening after Saturday at the fair, I actually went to the gym with my mom, and I ended up walking on the treadmill for about an hour just with this hanging on my wrist, and I was knitting on a pair of fingerless mittens the whole time, watching some TV, and it was really nice, and I loved to see how easy this was to use. I'm able to put 2 balls of the knitting for olive, merino, and mohair, so one of each on here, and hold the strands together, which I think is really nice because the stick is long enough to have 2 balls of yarn if you are knitting with something held double, or 2 strands of yarn held together. I think that's really cool. So yeah, this was my first purchase. This purchase is from, I should tell you guys, the yarn holder is from Happy Creative Studios. It's Happy Creative Studios, and I'll put in the name as well. The other thing that I got at Happy Creative Studios was these adorable stitch markers. Let me flip them around. So you can see these adorable, adorable stitch markers. I don't know if you can super tell what they are, but they're Labubu's. Okay, so I got these really, really cute Labubu stitch markers, and I really, really love them. If you follow me on Instagram at Sharona Knits, you'll know that I have a bunch of Labubus, and if you know me in person, you know that I think they're super cute, and I love them so much. And my dad has been so gracious as to feed my Labubu obsession by bringing me them from China. And basically, I have knit like a little sweater for my Labubu and stuff like that. And I just think it's super cute to have. And I think they're a super cute little trinket. So I just got those stitch markers. Those are actually the only 2 things that I picked up on Saturday. I was very good. I was telling myself, I'm not going to get any yarn. I don't need any yarn. I really don't need any yarn. And I was just trying to really hold back and look at things and really think so that if I did end up making a purchase, even though I really was saying I didn't need to, it would be a very conscious purchase. So yeah, So next, we at 12 o'clock took a class actually, and we took one of the mini workshops. So not a whole class, a mini half-an-hour workshop where we learned how to macrame. So I'm going to show you the little macrame keychain that we made right here. So this is the little macrame keychain that we made out of leftover yarn. It's just a series of knots. And then it comes with this really cute little like photo clip. So you can put a picture in here if you want, which I think is super, super lovely. It was honestly, macrame was a lot harder than I thought it would be. I thought macrame would be really easy. I don't know why. I was like, oh, I'm just tying knots. How hard can this be? And I actually have to rip this back and start again and again multiple times. But I'm really happy with the finished product. I think it's super cute. I'm going to clip it onto my backpack and probably put a little picture in here, print a little picture, and then put it in the little case. So I think that's super cute. It also comes with a set of instructions if you want to be able to macrame your own keychain in the future. You can just see all the instructions here. So that's really easy and really easy to use. The people who taught this were Shay and Lexi of Those Panacraftual Girlies. And they also worked at the they're also part of the Buku Yarn store, I believe, and we're at their booth. And Buku is actually one of my local yarn stores. It's very close. It's in Laverne, California, very close to where I am. And I visited that store multiple times. So yeah, it was really cool to learn a new skill and to do this fun activity with my friend. My friend was much better at macrameing. She finished so much faster than I was and helped me finish off mine and tie the knots and everything. And it was really lovely. During the fair on Saturday, we didn't get any food. We also didn't really make too many purchases because we were just mostly walking around and enjoying ourselves. There were food trucks and I did eat at them on Sunday, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So basically, on a Saturday, we walked around all of the booths. There were probably like 50 more booths. I honestly don't know how many. It started in the 100s and it would go like down and around and down and around and down and around all the way to the 800s. So there were a ton of booths. And some of my favorites that I saw on Saturday and Sunday, I'll talk about in a little bit after I complete the Sunday purchases. But I just wanted to give you guys a rundown of how everything worked. So we basically just walked and looked at every single booth on Saturday. I went and looked at all of the yarn. I looked at the notions. I looked at the other goodies that people were selling. I looked at different crochet things, spinning wheels. We pretty much just looked at everything until we found things that we wanted, and we just walked around and had a great time chatting. So that was Saturday. After we left the Fiber Fair, we decided to go to lunch, and we had ramen at Menkoya Ramen in the Claremont Village, which I haven't gone to in a really long time. It was really, really good. Then I just brought my friend back to her residence hall, and I came home. On Sunday, I was actually volunteering at the SoCal Fiber Fest to help out at the Weave and Wander booth. So I got a shirt from Weave and Wander. Thank you so much for helping out and volunteering. I don't have the shirt on me because I actually let my mom wear it, but I will insert a picture of me wearing it here. And I volunteered to just help them man the booth in the first half of the day, so 10 to 1:30 p.m. I got there around 9:50. There was actually some traffic getting into the Fairplex on Sunday because apparently there was a turkey giveaway happening at the same time. So there was a big long line for people who were waiting to get turkeys and do something like that. I wasn't super sure on what it was, but that seemed really cool. So me and my mom got there. She dropped me off, and then I went into the Fairplex and helped them finish setting everything up at the booth for Sunday. And basically for the next couple hours, I just walked around. I talked to customers, greeted them, helped them out with anything that they needed in their shopping to find a specific yarn or something like that. I told them about the exclusive shop colorways. So Weave and Wander was carrying 2 exclusive colorways for the show, and I showed them those, and those were absolutely beautiful. And that was really, really lovely. So I did buy the show colorway, one of them, but I'm not going to show it here because I'm sending it as a Christmas present to one of my friends, like a sock swap we're doing. So it's like kind of a present, and I don't want to spoil it just in case she sees this video. So yeah, that was what I did for the first half of the day. I was on my feet the entire time, and honestly, by the end, my back kind of hurt. I was walking around trying to be really cheerful, talking with as many people as I could, just trying to encourage them to look at especially the exclusive colorways and just trying to help everyone out. I got to meet some really lovely people. I've gone to Even Wander with my friend Linda. She's the one who introduced me to the store. She also sample knit for them in one of the show colorways, and it was a lovely shawl. And I got to meet the owner and her daughter and just other people who were there working at the store, and everyone was so kind, and we just had such a great time all morning talking with customers, talking about our knitting, looking at all the beautiful sweaters. I got really good at recognizing patterns. I was kind of doing like a I Spy. I was like, oh, that's a ranunculus. I was like, that's the Kintra. I was like, oh my god, is that a petite knit pattern? I was really just like getting out there, and I was really spotting them all, and I was very proud of myself for spotting people every time. I saw some amazing colorwork jumpers, which makes me really want to knit something colorwork coming up in the near future. And then after that, my mom came to get me at around 1-ish, a little bit after 1, and we had lunch together in one of the food trucks. I got a barbecue brisket mac and cheese and a funnel cake with strawberries that we shared. The food was pretty good. It was obviously a little bit expensive because it's fair food, but it was really easy. It came super fast. There were no long lines for the food at all. We got there like snap quickly. And we just ate, and then we decided to walk around the fair for a couple of hours. So we both got 2 more raffle tickets. I got one and she got one, and we entered them into the 4:30 raffle because we knew that we would be there for a longer period of time. We then decided that today we were going to do the scavenger hunt, and I was going to walk in the fashion show. So I'll talk a little bit about that. I'll put in a little video clip here of me walking in the fashion show, or a picture. I'm not sure if I can put in video, but I can definitely put in a picture of me walking in the fashion show. So we walked around looking for things in the scavenger hunt, and it was actually quite hard. So there were all these like fall themed kind of big like cardboard stickers, like an acorn or a pine tree or a leaf or a pumpkin pie, and they were stashed in various places in various vendor booths around the fair. It took us quite a while to find them. We started at maybe 1:32-ish looking for them, and we walked the entire fairgrounds multiple times looking, and we didn't find the last one until right around 4. So we were cutting it close by then. And they were hard. We got stuck to like 2, and we need 3 hints to even help us get them all. So it was pretty difficult. But it was a really great way to walk around the fair with my mom and see all the booths and really like look at them and focus and just explore all of the lovely stuff. So I thought that was a really good idea actually for the fair. I thought that the scavenger hunt was honestly maybe a little too hard in times, but I thought like that's also part of the fun. It's like making it difficult and, doing all of that. Then I walked in the fashion show. The fashion show was at 2:15 in the afternoon, and I got to show off my Copenhagen cardigan. I'm not wearing it right now, but I will again insert a picture of me wearing it here at the Fiber Fest. The Copenhagen cardigan is something that I've been working on and just finished before the fair. So it felt really cool to kind of like do something a little bit out of my comfort zone. I was kind of nervous walking in front of all those people, but I got to like walk, get my picture taken, show off my cardigan, talk about the story behind it, like how I bought the yarn in Copenhagen and knit it partially in Copenhagen. And it was just a really nice experience, and I had a really good time overall. And then I got 2 of those orange raffle tickets. Sadly, we didn't end up winning any of the raffles, but that's okay, because a lot of the vendors this year had little like gumball machines where you could put in like a token or a quarter and twist it, and you would get like a stitch marker or like a free gift or a voucher or something like that. And I ended up winning quite a couple different things at those. So first I'll show you from Siren Song Fleece Works, I did their little gumball machine, and I won a free gift, which was this felt soap kit, which is really cool. So this is made of Icelandic wool, and you basically wrap it. There's instructions to wrap it around like a bar of soap and then felt it, so you get kind of a scrubby for your soap. I thought that was super cool. And then I also won a couple of little trinkets. Let's see. So from the same company, the Siren Song Fleece Works, I won 2 of the identical little sheep pins. I'm going to hold them up. I don't know if you can really see them that well. Here we go. 2 little sheep pins. I've got 2. They're the exact same pin. But they're really, really cute. And I think I can stick them on like a necklace or a bracelet or even on like a light bulb stitch marker and make stitch markers out of those. Very, very exciting. Yes. Okay, next we also went to A Needle Runs Through It, and at A Needle Runs Through It I got a project bag. When I got this project bag, it also allowed me to play their little gumball machine as well. This is the bag that I got. It's dogs knitting. Look at how cute this is. It's their large boxy bag. It's got a little strap and it opens up and it's very spacious on the inside. Let's see if I can pop it out for you guys. Nice big boxy bag. And then when I played their gumball machine, I won some more cute stitch markers. So I won one that says cast off, insert non-speakable word here. I won one that is the TARDIS. And then I won 2 that say, this one says increase. Ooh, dropped it. Let me pick it up. This one says increase. And then this one says knit 1 through the back loop, which I thought was really cute. So yeah, those are all of the things that I got from there. Ooh, actually, no, I picked up one more stitch marker that they gave me actually with my purchase, and it is the SoCal Fiber Fair 2025 stitch marker. Look at how cute that is. It's got a little sheep. And so I'm really excited. I collect stitch markers from all the yarn stores and places that I visit, so this is definitely going right into my collector's tin. And that's going to be absolutely lovely. So next, while we were walking around, I decided that I needed to get some more stitch markers. Oh, actually, these stitch markers also came from A Needle Runs Through It. I totally forgot. They had a great selection of stitch markers, like an entire wall on the side of their booth, which is like stitch markers, notions, progress keepers, and I knew I had to have them. So this one is the Gilmore Girls collection. You can kind of see them. One of them says In Omnia Paratus. It says Gilmore Girls, Dragonfly Inn, Luke, Stars Hollow, Where You Lead, I Will Follow. So just super, super, super cute, super fun. And then the second set of stitch markers that I got from A Needle Runs Through It was their Hamilton stitch marker set. I love Hamilton. I think that the music is great. I always listen to it when I'm doing long drives because I feel like it keeps me entertained. So I decided to just get the Hamilton stitch marker set. Obviously, you can see there's Eliza, there's Penny, there's Angelica, you've got Hamilton, you've got the star, and you have King George. And I think it's just absolutely adorable, this set of stitch markers. Definitely don't need any more stitch markers now for the foreseeable future because I have a ton, but it was really great to get some. The next purchase that I made was actually the first thing that I bought, but I totally forgot about it because I wore them all through the day, so it doesn't even feel like a new purchase anymore. I got these lovely earrings from Weave and Wander. These are they're little skein earrings. And I'm pretty sure they're actually made out of yarn. So they're just these little skein earrings, and I wore them all day at the fair. Excuse me. Yeah, I wore them all day at the fair on Sunday and was showing them off and was like, look at my skein earrings. So cute. Absolutely love them. And I knew I had to have a pair because I saw a bunch of other people wearing them. Then on Sunday, I also was able to make a purchase from Silver Pennies Yarn Company, and this was my last purchase of the day. I did purchase some more yarn, so this is a sock blank. So I guess I technically purchased 2 things of yarn, but I'm not counting the sock blank because it's sock yarn and it's different. It's not a sweater's quantity, so it's different. But this was my last purchase of the day. I got this really lovely sock blank, and it is actually a like double sock blank. It's a double sock, so you can knit 2 at a time socks, which I've never done before, and I'm really excited to try out. I will definitely be casting these on as soon as I get some more sock needles and or finish the socks that I've been working on for Luke, because I do only have 1 pair of 2mm sock needles. So maybe I'll purchase some more. Maybe I'll hold off. Really depends. But I'm really excited. This looks super cool. I have also never knit from a sock blank before. It's like it unravels from one side as you knit it, and I'm just very curious to see how this goes. Very excited to just kind of see what happens and what it looks like. I saw a sample of her socks knit up using one of these 2 at a time, and it looks lovely. So very, very excited about that. At Silver Pennies Yarn Co., I also got this adorable sticker. It says Swifties! Yay! I'm unclear if at this whole time everything is like flipped. If it is, I'm sorry. I'm probably not going to go back and fix it because I will just like insert pictures of things instead on the side and on the corners. But yeah, I got this really cute sticker that says Swifties, and it's a friendship bracelet, and I'm going to put it on my computer. Just thought that was lovely. She had a whole section of yarn that was like in my yarn era, and she had like opalite and all the other colors, and I thought that was lovely. When I was walking around the show, I saw a ton of Taylor Swift themed yarn. I saw some in my showgirl era yarns and stuff like that, and I thought that it was beautiful. I just really do not need more and more and more sock yarn. So I stuck with just 1 purchase. My final purchase that I'm going to go over is my sweaters quantity. So exciting, so exciting. So this sweaters quantity, let me pull out the label. This sweater quantity that I got is from Sea Change Fibers, and she donates proceeds to helping with like the environment and the environmental change impacts that have happened to people, such as like hunger, etc. And so I thought that was really lovely. So this yarn, I have 5 balls. Let me pick it up. I know, it's beautiful. So yeah, this yarn I have 5 balls of, and let me tell you a little bit about the specs. So this yarn from Sea Change Fibers is called their Lowit DK. It's 26 yards per 100 grams, and it's 100% BFL. I've never worked with Blueface Leicester or BFL, so I'm very, very excited to try it out. The yarn feels very soft, very plump, and like it'll hold its shape super, super well. The colors that I got, this green is called Evergreen. And then I also got a neutral. Let me see what color the neutral is. I totally forget. The neutral is called Odette. So this is the neutral. With this yarn, I am going to be making the sibling sweater My Size by Laura Penrose of Penrose Knits, and I'm gonna cast that on probably today or tomorrow, honestly as soon as possible. I'm really itching for it to be a cast on, and I think these colors are not only super cute because they're Skidmore College colors, yay, match this, and they're really Christmassy, so I want to knit this up as my Christmas sweater and wear it on Christmas Day. Very excited, or like the couple days after in the holiday season. So very, very excited. I think it'll knit up pretty quickly because it's a DK weight sweater, and everyone says stripes go so fast. So yeah. The last thing I want to talk about at SoCal Fiber Fair is honestly the community there. I met so many amazing people across both days. I got to compliment people on their knits. People complimented me on my knits. I got to chat about knitting with people and just talk and take some time to like have really meaningful conversations with people and get to know new people and reconnect with a lot of other people as well. Someone who's one of my mutuals on Instagram, Ava, she came to say hi to me at the Weave and Wander booth, and that was so nice. It's really cool when you meet someone on social media and then all of a sudden they're like in your real life now. That was just a kind of crazy thing that happened to me, and I didn't really think that I would ever like meet social media friends in real life because it feels so different. But that's just so special. It shows me that like all of my relationships just aren't these kind of parasocial ones, but that I actually have genuine connections with people on the internet. Someone else that I got to speak to on both days was the owners of Lavender Fiber Company. I met the owners of Lavender Fiber Company many years ago at Rhinebeck with my mom. Their mom and daughter actually walked in the fashion show at Rhinebeck with, not at Rhinebeck, but at Woolen Folk with me and my mom, and that was super fun. And we've stayed kind of in touch as Instagram mutuals throughout the years. It was really nice to get to talk to her about my experience in Denmark and talk about kind of the lack of diversity there and like how some places in the US still lack that diversity and how there's just so much of diversity in Southern California and how lucky I am to have grown up with all of that diversity right at my fingertips. It was just lovely to catch up with her again. I got to see her, her husband, and her kids. Got to see the beautiful dress that her daughter Mandy was wearing. Beautiful sweater. She was wearing two different beautiful sweaters on both days, and they were so lovely. I don't know why my brain said dress. Just happens sometimes. But yeah, that was really nice. And my mom also got to catch up with her, which I thought was really fun. My mom was just kind of chatting. They were talking about being at Rhinebeck and what that was like and just how it is being in California. And I thought that was super lovely as well. Super inspired to make the green sweater by Mandy because I think that she looked really, really lovely in her sweater that was kind of green and all over color work. So very, very excited for that. It was also just great to see some of my older knitting friends that I've known for a while, just chat with them, spend some time. It was just really great to feel that sense of community. I honestly didn't feel out of place at all. I feel like that's always one of my worries when I go to these like fiber fairs is that I'll feel really out of place. I'll feel like I'm here all alone, that I don't belong, kind of that imposter syndrome, or just that awkwardness of being somewhere. But I genuinely didn't feel that way at all. I felt so welcomed by every single person, from all the workers to everyone else shopping to all the staff that were manning different booths. It was just absolutely lovely. I had such an amazing time. I also really loved that SoCal Fiber Fest had a photo booth. I'm a huge photo booth junkie. If there's a photo booth, I'm taking pictures. So I did take some pictures with my friend on Saturday, and I thought that was super, super lovely as well. Overall, I would just say that I had a truly amazing time at SoCal Fiber Fest. I made the decision to go really last minute because I didn't even know I would be home at this time. And I'm really glad that my friend and my mom were able to accompany me there. The last thing that I'm going to touch on is actually the competition that they have at SoCal Fiber Fest. Almost forgot about it. But they do a competition where you can submit your pieces, your knit or woven or spun pieces for entry into different categories. I decided to say, let's just submit something that I'm proud of and let's just see what happens. So I submitted my Grid Gambit cowl by Samantha Guerin into the cowls and scarves category. Show that to you here. So this is the Grid Gambit cowl. It is made completely out of my hand spun. I hand spun the contrast color and the main color, and I absolutely love how this cowl turned out. Let me put it on and show you guys. I think it is super, super lovely. Love the way that it turned out. And I finished it while I was in Denmark, which makes it very special to me once again. I entered this one into the cowls and scarves category and didn't end up winning anything, but it was really cool to see it displayed. I'll put in a picture of it displayed over here as well. And then the next thing that I entered into, I'm just going to keep wearing this, to the competition in their gloves category was my Selbu mittens. So the Selbu mittens are by Inger Bear. Here's the mittens. This is the front. This is the back. If you've watched the podcast, you'll have seen that I had been working on these mittens and had finished them up. And honestly, one of the most proud pieces of color work I've ever done. This is so beautiful. So I knew I had to submit it. And ding, 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 I submitted it to the Fiber Fair, and drumroll please, I placed third. I was very happy. I was not expecting to place at all. And so placing third was honestly amazing. I'm so happy with how this turned out. I was so proud. I was sending pictures to all my friends. I was like, Mom, you have to come see this. And just really, really proud of myself. I also saw some other amazing makes at the Fiber Fair, and everyone is so talented, makes so many beautiful things. Hopefully next year I will be able to enter some more things. I would love to enter something into the Fiber Fair again, maybe a sweater that I've done. I would love to enter something at Rhinebeck as well. I've never even considered doing that, but kind of starting with this small show has really given me the momentum to do that. And so I'm very, very, very excited to see what I enter in the next fairs in the coming years. It was just I felt so humbled to know that I had won third after competing against all these mittens, many of which I thought were better colorwork mittens than mine. But I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so much fun and just so cool to see that. They didn't tell you if you won ahead of time or anything. So you basically just showed up and they were like, you won, or you just looked at it on the display and you saw if you won or not. And that was just a super, super cool experience and really gave me a boost of confidence in my knitting skills. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and say bye to all of you guys. I hope everyone has an amazing week ahead of them filled with lots of knitting, love, and laughter. And I know I'm going to have a great week getting on with all of my projects so that when I do a podcast, I'll have tons of finished objects to show off. I hope you all have such a good week ahead of you. And that's just pretty much it from me. I hope to see more people at various Fiber Fests throughout the year and next year. And I really hope to continue just being at SoCal Fiber Fest in the future. And I hope to continue just having a really great time knitting. Bye, everyone.